Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. And today, don't forget to subscribe, but also today, make sure you are training your AI customer service support properly, people. And this is absolutely insane. Now, here's what we're talking about. We're talking about an AI startup known as AnySphere. Now, they've been basically over the last couple of months really riding high thanks to the skyrocketing popularity of their AI-powered software coding assistant known as Cursor. Now, the company, which was actually eyed for acquisition by OpenAI, and reportedly has basically been in funding talks for a valuation of nearly $10 billion, hit $100 million in annual revenue since Cursor launched in 2023. That is a meteoric rise. But this past week, the last 7 days or so, Cursor went viral for all the wrong reasons. Its customer support AI went rogue, triggering a wave of cancellations and serving essentially as a cautionary tale for other startups betting on automation. So, it started earlier, again, within the last 7 days, earlier this week, when a Cursor user posted on Hacker News and Reddit forums that customers had started getting mysteriously logged out when they were switching between their devices. You move from your phone to your laptop or whatever, and now you're getting logged out. So confused, they contacted customer support, only to be told in an emailed response from quote-unquote Sam, which we now know is an AI, that these logouts were expected behavior under a new login policy. But there was no new policy and there was no human, as I mentioned, behind these emails. The response came from an AI-powered bot, and the new policy was a hallucination, basically, essentially just entirely made up an explanation for this behavior. So the news spread rapidly in the developer community because obviously Cursor was blowing up, and this led to reports of users canceling their subscriptions, while some complained about a lack of transparency. So the co-founder of this whole thing, Michael Truell, finally posted on Reddit acknowledging the, quote, incorrect response from a frontline AI support bot, end quote, and said that it was investigating a bug that logged users out. Quote, apologies about the confusion here. So, response, kind of a little too late, right? Too little too late. And the reason being is that essentially AI support bot hallucination left Cursor flat-footed. This is a huge problem that we have. Now, the precedent was set a couple of years ago, I would say, with OpenAI's ChatGPT being leveraged by Air Canada, the national carrier of Canada. And quite frankly, it's an interesting case because a person wanted a refund on a roughly $2,000 ticket, plane ticket, and the AI bot in Canada for Air Canada said, yeah, absolutely, we can do that. We'll refund you $2,000. At some point, the humans kicked in at Air Canada and said, hey, we don't do that. We only refund $200 of that $2,000 or so ticket. And so the guy took him to court, and the Canadian judge basically declared, well, yeah, you owe him $2,000. And the reason being is that the chatbot was a duly noted representative of Air Canada. In other words, as it's representing Air Canada and delivering, let's say, a result to the customer of Air Canada, that is a representative of Air Canada, and therefore he is owed. And so when you're looking at something like this, it really underscores the need to train your chatbots properly because they should not be able to go off the reservation. And quite frankly, I would rather have I don't know that answer, let me send it to a human, as opposed to basically have a hallucination where you get demonstrably false information. I've written articles, if you're a longtime listener or follower of mine, about this, where I've gotten ChatGPT to hallucinate basically to me and tell me what it thinks I want to hear, which isn't a lie, it's the truth, and it didn't do that. So here we are. Best of luck if you use Cursor. This isn't a new policy. This is their AI going off the reservation. And here we are. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private, secure, and informed. Take care.